Howdy, and welcome back to another episode of Garage Party. Now, in today's episode, it is part 2 of the removal and installation for the F250s. I'm sitting on the one right now. And so, what I'll be showing you is, the time lapse of that motor out of the red one to get it removed. But I'm also just gonna, probably off camera, separate the engine and the transmission. And maybe once I do it with the other one, then I'll actually show you how to do it. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and split this engine and transmission combo so that way I could get more room in here so I could bring the red one back in and yank that the rest of the way out. It is like 90% ready to evacuate. But hopefully in the next clip is when the red one is in here and I am basically ready to pull it. All right, so we just got the red F250 in here. So now I'm gonna get everything else set up, and once it comes time, I will bring this back and film the extraction of that. Just like that, that's how you get the motor and transmission out of an F250. All right, so as you saw in the last clip, we took the one out. Well, now it's time to put it back in to the white one. I did swap the motor and transmission out. Exhaust studs, there's 2 of 4, so it's better than nothing. There's one on each side because the other one's a broke flush. Just for now, obviously that's a temporary fix, but when it does go in, I'm going to do my best to make sure there isn't an exhaust leak, and if I have to, I'll rig something up. But now it is time to take the good 5/8 and the trans that was in it before and stuff it back in. So you will see that here now. And that is how you put that in there in 20 minutes. To you, might have been like a minute, which isn't too bad. Could have been worse, especially, doing it by myself. One thing I think you might have saw is I did take off the fuel line. That I'll have to get back on, obviously. Drive shaft has to go back in. Everything else has to be done. But you will see that all here next. And we are filming! all right. And just like that, the front end is together. As you saw in the time lapse as I was getting the fenders and stuff together. I do need to adjust this fender. It needs to go that way because currently the door just hits it. And that's a really tight gap as it is. So this has to go that way, which is not that big of a deal. But next step is I'm gonna push it back inside and go as far as I can to get it to run. All right, so there's still a lot that's not hooked up. Like the serpentine belt is not on. Power steering needs to be tightened down. Intake needs to go on. Heater core hoses need to be gone through and finished. Motor mounts need to be tightened down. Transmission mount bolts need to be tightened down. Drive shaft needs to be installed. Trans needs to be topped off. Wires onto the trans. All that fun stuff. But what it needs to run is together, in theory. I'm just gonna on and off, that's it. Just to see what happens, just to see if it starts, see if it cranks. And if it doesn't, well then I got a problem. Then I just gotta keep going. Okay, so here goes nothing. Okay, test one is a fail because when you crank the key, nothing happens. Okay, we're gonna try to start it now. I got the transmission all plugged in and everything. I think all the other plugs are plugged in, but I guess we're gonna find out. I hope it cranks at least, or it does something. Here, do it's nothing. Okay, literally nothing. Let me go ahead and get my jump box hooked up. Alright, well, we did that. Well, it's clicking. It's also going to be really loud. It's kind of spooky, but... Alright, I just gotta give it a minute. I'm nervous. This is always the worst part, the waiting, and then the cranking, and then when it runs for the first time. Because you don't know what to expect. It's like, oh, will it be good and run just fine, or will it not? And you have to figure out why not. We're just gonna hope it's okay. We're gonna hope it starts up just for a second. No funny noises, nothing weird, and then we can just shut it off and finish it. Oh, here's nothing. The battery's really dead. Battery, I have something hooked up wrong. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. I'm gonna try it again. Hope for the best. Oh Lord. Oops. Still nothing, dude. That is odd. Well, I'm gonna let it charge a bit longer and see what happens. I do have another battery I could swap into it if this one keeps not working. But yeah, I'm gonna see what I can do about this. Alright, so I got a few other things buttoned up on this while I'm waiting for the battery to charge. But it's been long enough where I'm gonna try it again. Some of the cooler lines are still not on. But that's an easy thing. I just have to go to Menards and get what I need. And then intake is still not on, also easy, but that doesn't have to be on. But I got one more ground strap on that had to go on. I got the drive shaft in. I measured for stuff. I know what I need. I just haven't gotten it. But I'm going to go and do another test fire and see if it will do anything now. Because now it's got a ground strap. That's correct. And it's been charging for like 30 to 45 minutes. But yeah, so here it goes again. Alright, as you see, still just clicking. I don't know why. It's got to be some type of connection somewhere. But we're making pretty good progress. So I will get back to you once again, when it is ready to attempt to start. Alright, so I was messing around with it a little bit. I'm pretty sure that battery is just garbage. I threw it on a 200 amp charge. Haven't tried to start it, but I used a screwdriver on the starter solenoid and it cranked over pretty good and sounded good. So we're going to go ahead and do the test fire. Still no serpentine belt on. Everything that I said I was going to do in the last clip, I didn't do yet. I mean, it's literally been 5 minutes. We're going to go and go for the start. Like I said, if it starts, just on and off, that is all we're looking for. All we're hoping for is that it just runs to life. Yeah, so here goes nothing. There we go. And she lives once again. Once again, the F250 lives. All I gotta do is finish it now. Woo, that is great. Alright, so I believe, as you saw in the last clip, that should have been when it first fired up this truck. And now it's sitting outside because I've applied the cooling system, put trans fluid in it, hooked up everything else that I've had to do, and I've taken it on a few test drives so far. It does pretty good, engine-wise, transmission-wise, it doesn't want to shift. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the TV cable. I think that's what they call it. Kickdown cable, same difference, I believe so. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that because it's a very simple process. And hopefully that fixes the shifting issue. In theory, this is all you're going to have to do. Is that button there, is like that tab. Basically just grab it and squeeze and then move the cable into position. You'll move that to where this is just touching that. There's no tension or anything in it, and there's no slack. It's just supposed to be like a dead shot, kind of smooth. And I can't do that with one hand, so I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try to push the tab in, adjust the cable, and I'll show you it once it's done. So I attempted to adjust it, and I got it better than what it was, but it's still not great. It's not how it's supposed to be because this cable is stretched. Very, very stretched. Here and down by the trans itself. So I think I'll test drive it again because I think it's in a little bit more than it was. So just to see if I could get some type of shift. And it could explain why this thing had a really hard 1-2 shift even before we took it apart. Alright, so I just took it on the test drive. Still the same thing, will not shift out of first. But I realized that, like I said, that TV cable is just really, really stretched. So I believe that's all they need, and it should be back to driving correct and better. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to end it here because we got it installed, we got it running and driving and everything. So if there is a third part, there might not be. It might, if there is, maybe like 5 minutes of just, you know, the final, whatever, like hood on and all that fun stuff, maybe a little edit. But that being said, this mini project is complete. I'm going to say it's complete because it moves again. So I'd like to thank you all for watching, especially if you did. And if you did make it this far, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe because that would be fantastic. But like I say in every other video, you don't have to because I can't tell you what to do. That being said, I will see you guys next time.